Okay, it is the Jason Katz PodKatz during the day, which is a big improvement, right? Right? This is what you wanted, right? This is development. This is character development. What am I going to talk about today? Without going into explanation, I am living in a hotel right now, which kind of sucks. At least it's got a kitchen though, which is nice. Don't really want to get into explanation, but I will be moving to Capitol Hill March 1st, which is also nice because there's a lot of comedy in Capitol Hill, and also it's just a good place to be. I'm headed to Olympia, so we'll see how long I can make this last as like a podcast. PodKatz, sorry. Might be. Look at that traffic on the other side. Have you ever gone through traffic, like really bad traffic, and you get to the end of it, and it's just, the only reason there was traffic is because people slowed down to look at something, and you're like, dude, no one's even dead. I remember one time I was in the middle, where were we? We must have been near Ellensburg. It was actually, alright, side note before I go into this tangent. We went, in high school, I went on a road trip to Oregon, and we were so dumb, we were like, let's just skip the 5 traffic. So we went through Ellensburg, and then down. So we did a huge triangle, almost like the shape of the number 4. It was such a waste of time. It made a 5-hour drive into an 8-hour drive. But anyways, we were sitting in traffic. We get to the front of the end of the line, right? We're about to pass it. And it's just this giant truck filled with hillbillies, and the cops are there, and the cops are making them throw they have a bunch of apples in the back of their truck. It's not like a pickup. It's like a box truck before box trucks got into boxes. It was there was no top to this truck. It was like a farm truck. I don't know how to explain it. Hay would go in there. Either way, the cops were making them throw apples out of the side of the road, into the forest. And everyone just slowed down and watched it. And that was the only reason for it. They were on the side. They were on the shoulder. They were past the shoulder. Another time, this was more recent. When was this? This was a few months ago. I was driving. No, I'll stay at the same. I was driving and it was a bunch of traffic. We get there, and it's just I was headed to Tony V's one Monday, and it was Monday traffic, right? Kind of lighter because we do work from home now. Mondays and Fridays are lighter traffic because Tuesday through Thursday are the days. Either way, back to office days. Either way, there was an accident. It was pretty bad. The firefighters were on scene. There actually was a fire they were putting out, but all of these cars were maybe blocking one lane, right? The right lane, and the exit was closed. But there wasn't you know what I mean? There wasn't a bottleneck. And this is kind of annoying me. Just this guy. But nobody, everyone caused traffic just so they could look at the firefighters putting out the fire, and it's just bro, fucking go. Are you trying to be near fire right now? Either way, I was listening to the radio this morning, and I think I've come to the conclusion that the only thing that makes podcasts kind of relatable is when people are laughing. I'm doing this alone. So no one's going to be laughing at no one's going to respond to this in the conversation. You guys might comment, I don't know. But in the conversation, no one's commenting, right? So there's no someone makes a joke and that's really funny kind of moments on my podcast. It's just going to be me pontificating. I don't know what that word means. I just saw it in Always Sunny. But you know what I mean, right? Like, it's just going to be like Bill Burr does a podcast where he just talks about sports and stuff. I'm just adding like the footage of traffic. And it's kind of cool, you know? Like, we don't get a lot of dash cam footage. Maybe I should just buy a dash cam. Like, I could literally just take the dash cam footage and then, oh, what the fuck's this guy doing? You see that? On the left? No, but like, I could take the dash cam footage and like, just dub over it. But yeah, I'm headed to Olympia. And, what else has been happening? So yeah, I'm in a hotel, which is nice. Got a kitchenette, I think I said that. But like last night, okay, so 2 days ago, I go in. The front desk always has cookies in the afternoon, which has been a huge problem for my diet, because I have like no food self-control, which sucks because I want a six-pack, but I don't think I'm ever gonna get one. You know, I'm not that. I mean, like, I don't even think I have the genes for it, let alone the like discipline. But like either way, I went to go get a cookie, and these two German, pretty sure they're German. Jesus Christ. The guy next to me on the right side has like a full, like, it must have been just smashed. Like, his windshield is like a spider web effect of like cracks. I wish I could get footage of it, but we're not gonna do that. So yeah, either way, it was nothing crazy, right? Like, I think I just like stepped in front of them or something like that to grab a cookie while they were checking in. Like, it wasn't like rude. It was just sort of like, maybe I could have been a little bit more accommodating to like their personal space. I don't know. Either way, the next day, which was yesterday, I'm in the elevator. They're on the 4th. I'm on the 3rd floor. They come down, or like I get in the elevator, and they like start staring at me. And he's like, this one German dude, I'm pretty sure he's German. He's like, oh, you like Step Brothers? Like, and I'm like, yeah. He's like, you've seen Step Brothers? You look like Brennan. Yeah, you look like Brennan. And then he starts calling me like a curly-headed fuck, and I'm like, dude, like, this is like the second time we have like a weird like staring contest. Like, it's weird. And now you're being a dick for like no reason. And then he was like, oh, you curly-headed fuck, I will find you a room. And like, it's just kind of weird, right? Like, I didn't even do anything to these guys. I feel like I just give off that energy because like this is not new in my life, you know? Holy shit. Is this guy? Some people in this fucking state are just like, I'm gonna drive and never accelerate. Like this blue fuck. Like, I don't know if you can. I'll show you how much room he has. Look how much fucking room he has. You dumb fuck. He's also wearing a mask. Jesus Christ. Okay. Maybe I just ate my own medicine. But, you know, if he had accelerated, I could. If that fuck wasn't there, fuck. This isn't entertaining, is it? We're by SeaTac right now. The guy behind me is tailgating. I should get like multiple cameras. That would be cool, right? Like if I cut into like side views and shit, like, or like you can't see this right now, but the guy behind me is tailgating me. We're about to go on a freeway ramp. Dude, go in the other lane if you have to go to SeaTac. I don't give a shit. It was snowing earlier today. It's almost March and it was kind of snowing, which I'm not a fan of. Don't like the fact that snow can affect my drive. Jesus Christ. And now the guy who was tailgating me is going super slow, causing a line behind us. This is great footage, but I can't show you guys, right? You're just gonna have to use your imagination. Anything else happened to me this week? I bombed twice on the Tuesday double dip at Emerald and Club. Jesus Christ. All right, there, you're gonna see him on the left. Yeah, the white truck. You guys sucks. Anyways, I bombed twice, and honestly, maybe it was just I didn't have enough time. Maybe I just psyched myself out, but like, the first bomb, I didn't try to save it. I was just like, fuck. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it just derailed itself, and I was just like, fuck. Which I guess should happen like once, but like, it was such a failure to launch. Like, and I started out good, is the thing. Like, I started out doing well. I can't remember what I said, but I like doubled down on something and nobody fucked with it. And then I tried to do something relatable to like, because it was in Capitol Hill, and I was assuming most people were like people that lived in Capitol Hill. So I tried to make a joke about like, I'm gonna stay. Capitol Hill has a lot of apartments with like no dishwashers and shit, and I was trying to make a joke about that, but no one really fucked with it. So I don't know. It's a fucked up world we live in. Yeah. Good thing our leaders aren't satanic pedophiles on an island eating children, right? I don't know. All right. Either way, then I went to the second club comedy one. It was kind of a late night. There wasn't as many people, but like basically, I mean, I didn't bomb at the second one. It was like I just didn't try as much as I should have. Maybe. Holy shit. Maybe you guys can see this on the very far right. There's a logging truck, which is fucking scary. Look at that. Look at that Final Destination shit. I want to get away from them. Those trucks should have their own lane. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how much time it would save, but like, it probably would save some time if there were no trucks on the road and they had their own highway and shit. I don't know. A few times, like, when you go on the I-90 tunnels, it usually says no flammable tankers, or like, it basically says if you are a tanker with something flammable, you're not allowed to go through the tunnel. And without fucking fail, who do I see go through tunnels almost daily? That's right. Oil, or not oil, but like, you know, tankers. Tanker trucks. I was watching the Olympics. That kind of sucks, right? I was watching the Olympics, and like this lady, it was like downhill skiing obstacle course. I don't know. Speed skiing? The one where they like ski down the mountain and go through like, they like dodge the poles and shit like that for points or something. Either way, this one Swedish chick, like, something happened with the railing, and she kind of like, it was kind of like a false start, right? Like she didn't really ski down, like, I don't know, like something happened, and she didn't get she was crying, right? Like it was her only opportunity, and she fucked it up. But like they didn't let her do it again. Like it wasn't like, it was almost like they should have let her do it again. Like imagine getting to the Olympics and then like your entire run is ruined by like a false start or something, or like a technicality. That's so dumb. Oh man. When I swim at the pool I swim at, sometimes there's this lady, there's like this kid doing like underwater gymnastics. Like the kid is like spinning around, but they're like upside down underwater. I think it's ice skating training, but either way, this old lady is like coaching her for like an hour, and like sometimes she'll like, there's like metal ladders to get out of the pool, and she'll like tap on it, and it like controls the routine. So like she switch it, like I've seen it. It's weird. I don't know what sport or competition they're preparing for. All I know is that kid probably hates their life, and that's what being a champion is all about, I guess. I don't know. I was so that same event, downhill ski, whatever, Michaela Schifrin won it. It was so crazy. Like they were hyping her up, and she was the last one to go on the second round, and she just fucking decimated. Like I'm talking decimated. Like the time, like the one that was in first place, the time difference between her and Michaela Schifrin was like almost like a full second or 2 seconds, which is a lot for whatever they were doing. And then they interviewed her, no offense to Michaela, she's probably a nice lady, but she has no awareness in how she speaks, it seems. Gave some Homelander vibes for sure. Like, I don't know. She said something about it being her destiny or something like that. And I was just like, oh, Jesus Christ. Like, that is a Homelander sentence. Like, Homelander from The Boys, who represents, like, you could just tell that, like, if Michaela Schifrin was, like, asked about black people, she'd be like, oh my God, finally, I can talk about it. Like, you know, like, don't ask her about other races. And then I'm just joking. I don't know. She's probably not a racist. She might be. I don't know. Olympians are weird. They're almost like homeschooled, you know? Some are. But then they were like, so like it was like the event was over and there was like I guess the sports center, right? Like, you know, like after sports, like it's like the desk and they're like, we're gonna get so-and-so for the internet. Like they did that. And they got Michaela again and she was like drinking with her family and coaches and all, like everyone was drinking champagne. She was like, I'm a little tipsy, like woo, and like she wanted it to be a laugh, but like no one laughed. Like, okay, here's what I've learned about athletes. Like they are so confident in themselves that like they don't really anticipate failure from anything, which sure, if you're like, you know, a natural champion, sure, but like in comedy, like I don't know, even at my most confident, and maybe I'm just new, but like even at my most confident, like sometimes I'm like, this might not get a laugh, right? Like there's no humility, right? Like there's no like chance of failure because I guess they've been ingrained in greatness their entire life, especially if you're like a celebrity level name in the Olympics. Like Michaela Schifrin, I think she has like her own skis lines and shit like that, which is money. There's no comedian branding, you know? Like, have you ever seen a comedian with like a grill, like George Foreman or like fucking, I don't know, Ryan Reynolds has a bunch of shit, right? I'm trying to think of a comedian with like a brand product. Does Mr. Beast count as a comedian? No, right? I don't think he's done. I don't know. I don't know what subject you call that. Or genre. Kayla Schiffer. Anything else? I'm really glad here's how unbooked I am, okay? Like, I looked at my I mean, you know, I have a monthly show. Thank God for Kylie. You know? Just kidding. I'll cut that. But no, honestly, thank God for Kylie. She's wonderful. But yeah, she lets me have this monthly show, open mic, and I thought it was gonna be like the end of the month, and I checked and I was like, oh, it's this Sunday. So, you know, if you got nothing to do Sunday, come sign up for the mic. It'll be a fun time. Yeah. I'm in front of a Nissan Cube. Back when people were like, dude, I'm almost at Mount Rainier and I've only been driving for like 30 minutes. That's crazy. But like back when like car companies were making like square cars, like the Kia Soul, the Juke, I forget who, I think it was Nissan, right? Nissan really tried to hammer that in, I think. There was a Scion one. Honestly, the Scion box, oh, what's it fucking called? Saturn? No. I don't know. Either way, it was my driver's ed car. That thing fucking sucked. Terrible brakes. Terrible acceleration. Terrible everything, to be honest. Not the best car. But like, look how clear this is. Jesus Christ. Should just, I don't know. This PodKatz was brought to you by NordVPN. Still not sponsoring me, but if you are going to do something illegal, get NordVPN, I guess. Maybe I talked about this in another podcast, but it kind of blows my mind. I mean, I guess we all kind of knew, but okay, so you guys know about the Today Show host that had her mother kidnapped? So they found footage through a Ring camera, but the way they found it was not through a recorded Ring. Like, nobody activated the Ring. It was like the camera was just like in spy mode, right? Like, they used some back doors and they found the footage. So then they admitted during this case that they did in fact get that footage from like a spy. Like, they confirmed that like your Ring camera is recording when you're not, you know what I mean? Like, if there's a camera, a neutral camera, more than likely there's some sort of back door where they can get the recording, which is scary. But like, I don't know, what did you think was gonna happen? Right? Like, everyone got concerned with the Super Bowl ad when Ring was just like, oh, like, I lost my dog and now we have a surveillance state. And it's like, yeah, that's what happens when you put up 1 billion cameras everywhere. Haven't you ever seen, like, Vantage? What's it called? That movie where the Vantage Point, it had Matthew Fox in it, the guy from Lost. He played like a Secret Service agent. It was like they were looking at every single, it was like assassination attempts of like some sort of political leader, and like people were just looking through cameras and shit, being like, oh, what, Vantage Point? It's got to be called Vantage Point. It was a whatever movie. It was like a whatever 2008 movie. Back when you could make whatever movies, right? Now everything has to be profitable. There was like a release of like a AI thing that made like a 90-minute action movie based off of like 2 prompts. Like a 2-sentence prompt. Isn't that crazy? So it makes me go like, what the fuck am I doing, you know? Why would anyone pursue art when you can literally make it in 2 sentences? I mean, obviously that's not why people do art. I mean, you can't AI this. This is art, right? Speaking my truth as I drive. We're almost in Fife. It's been like actually 30 minutes. This is why I hate traffic. I mean, there's other reasons I hate traffic, obviously, but like, Jesus Christ. I hate Washington's geography so much. Because like, to go to Olympia, and like, okay, if you were to go to like any other city in like most other states, there wouldn't be this giant body of water and islands in the middle of it, like cutting it off. You know, so you would have to do this like weird half crescent sort of like, you know what I mean? I gotta stop saying that. That's one of my verbal tics. All right, well, we've been talking for about 24 minutes. I should probably get back on the road and get my map up. I guess some things just sort of end, right? This sounds like a pretty good PodKatz, right? I talked about stuff. I flowed. Had some flow state. Yeah, maybe I'll release some more. I'm trying to make this weekly. I've noticed that, like, I'll say one more thing before I go. I've noticed a couple things. One, I have to do like a rehearsal mouth vomit before like like verbal vomit before like I actually film this. It's usually like this isn't good enough quality to be posted or something like that. And then like what am I trying to say? I've also noticed that like every single podcast, when they start a podcast, they say by like the 4th episode, they either say I'm out of ideas or it's actually really hard to be this consistent. And I was just like, dude, just like it's just like an hour a week, but like holy shit, do you forget? Like, oh my god, do I just like I completely forgot about this. And you can't forget about it when you're like trying to establish a brand. My brand. You remember that commercial? 1-800-CONTACTS? My brand. Okay. Well, looks like this is brought to you by Beacon Plumbing as well. And the Marines, I guess, if you can see that. Okay. Well, this has been the PodKatz. Thank you so much. Subscribe, like, comment. Maybe I'll come up with a question of the day. I don't know. Who knows? Okay. Have a good night or day.